Hi, it's Mark, RPM Tesla Aftermarket Accessories. Today we're going to show you our installation method, one of two methods for installing the Knight Rider barbed wire style turn signal indicators that replace the rear bumper reflectors. So these are great, they're awesome, they reflect when they're not on, they shine when they're illuminated, when your lights are on at night, and of course when your turn signals flash. So we're sure you know enough about it. You've already ordered it or you're considering ordering it. But we want everyone to know there's two ways to install this. One of them is to remove your rear bumper off your car. If you remove your rear bumper, you've got to take about 10 or 15 bolts off. You've got to be able to release it correctly and know how to put it back together correctly. Then you would reach down inside and your current stock reflector looks just like this. You would simply release the clips and push it out the back and then run the wires up. So that's the first way to do it. Most owners, we feel, probably can't do it that way, but that is the simplest way if you don't mind taking your bumper down off your car. Now, the other method we're going to teach you next is using a template and using a drill to simply drill out the tabs, because you're not going to keep this anyway. You're going to end up throwing it away. These reflectors, once they come out, they're pretty much disposable. There's going to be holes in it, and you're never going to put it back in the car anyway. But if you want to keep it, to put it back to stock, maybe you're leasing it, then hire a company to remove your bumper, to squeeze the connectors, push them out, run the wires up, plug and play, no problem. But if you're going to be drilling, drilling is done at your own risk. We want everyone to understand that somebody could drill incorrectly. There's no wiring behind the reflectors. There's nothing you can damage. We just don't want people to damage their own bumpers. So this is the process we're going to show you real quick, and then we're going to do it. But what you're going to do is you're going to put the template on your reflector on the bumper. You're going to center it, and you're going to drill like this with a small pilot hole. And what you're doing is you're basically breaking the clip in the back by drilling through so that it will release easy. So in other words, this one here has been drilled all the way out. So let me show you this one. This one we installed today. And you're going to use a small drill like this. You're going to drill all the way through. And what you're going to be doing when you drill through is you're going to hit the clip. And it's going to break the clip off so it comes out. So this is just simply a way of drilling and removing the reflector so you can run the wires through it. The other thing is you have to open up a hole anyway. There is a hole in the middle where you got to run the wires through that you got to make a little bit bigger. So you're going to see all that in our installation video right now. But again, please be very careful. Make sure that you put this on absolutely straight and you drill right through the center and you hit the clip in the back, and then the clip is going to break off and you'll be able to pop it out. Once you pop it out, you're simply going to take the reflector. We're going to show you how to run the wires all the way down to it to plug in, and you're going to lock it in. So these two clips do need plastic squares to lock in. So you cannot damage your existing locking bumper, or they're not going to hold in place and stay locked in. Okay, so now let's show you the rest of the installation video. And all you're going to do is need a few of the following tools, and it shouldn't take more than 15 minutes aside. Thanks again, and also one more note. Without removing your bumper, we think that it's a lot simpler because, again, you're not going to be taking it off the car. But if you're not comfortable drilling into a plastic reflector that you're going to throw away, then don't drill it. Take it to a professional shop where they can remove the bumper, pinch the clips, push them out, put a new one on. But you have to drop the bumper down about 6 inches in order to get your hands down inside. So we've done it both ways, and we think this is the easiest way for our customers. And again, you won't have to drop the bumper. You just have to be able to use a hand drill and be able to turn a ratchet. Thanks again, and now let's get started. Here are the tools you're going to need to do the installation. Hey, it's Mark, RPM. Thanks for ordering our Knight Rider barbed wire LED tail light and turn signal kit. This is our full installation video. So let's take a look at what we got in the box, and we're going to show you everything we're going to be doing. And again, you're not going to have to remove your bumper. So in the box, you're going to notice fish tape or a slip line that we're going to use to run the wires down to the reflector current location. You're also going to notice we're going to give you a better version of this. This is our template. It's going to show you how to drill out the turn signals. So the turn signal or the reflectors in your bumper now look like this. And we're going to replace them with our light up versions. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to put a mark on 2 locations. And with a drill bit, you're just going to drill and it's going to fall right out. Then we're going to run the wires up through the centerpiece and show you the whole process. So again, this is our template. We're going to show you how to mark it on each side, passenger side, driver's side. And then during the installation, you'll see exactly what we're doing. Then we're going to connect it all, show you how to put the Y joint in behind the tail light. Super easy. And let's start with the full installation. And the tools you're going to need, we're going to go over that next. Okay, these are the tools required. You need an 8mm socket. This is going to be used to take off the tail light or to release it. 10mm socket. And we're going to need 3 bits. This is going to be our pilot hole bit that we're going to use to just make a little mark on here. Then we're going to use this size to tap through it. And again, this is a 1/2 inch that you'll need at the very end to run the wires through. So that's all you're going to need. And let's get started with the marking stuff now. And here's our little socket. Thanks. Okay, so we're going to use this 8mm, and this is going to help us remove the 2 taillight plugs. We got to take all 4 of them out and they come straight out. This comes off first. Here we go. Okay, so here's what we got inside the bumper. We have the connector and 2 8mm bolts. We're going to break them loose and then untighten them by hand so you don't drop them down inside by your subwoofer and your amp. All right, so here's the angle we're going to hold. And the camera's on that side. So break them loose first. And don't drop them. Drop it way over there. Okay. Now this connector, notice the little pin. You're going to need to release this pin right there with a pick. So we're going to try not to block it. We're going to lift that clip up. And it comes right out. But let's see what actually happened there. So you lift it to the side and it releases. So all you're doing is lifting this little clip up. Okay, now we're going to take the taillights out. So again, you have to remove the plastic knob on the top and then wiggle them out. So be gentle with it. Wiggle, 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 and it comes straight out. So we got 2 line-up pins and the connector, and that's it. All right, so let's proceed with the next step is loosening the bumper up. Okay, we're switching over to a black car now. And again, this is the plug that we're going to be putting it into. So let's pull it back through. And now we're going to loosen this bolt and very carefully lift up the clips for the rear bumper so we have a little better access to run the fish tape. Okay, just unscrew this bolt, take it out. And now you're not going to have to remove the bumper. We just have to lift up 3 little clips. 1, 2, 3.
These 2 are good, actually.
And that'll give us a little bit better visibility when we run the fish tape up here from the bottom. Okay, so now let's talk about taking off the reflectors. Okay, you can see how we designed the template to give us plenty of clearance inside of the rectangles. So that way when you drill right through, you're going to hit this big hole, cut the clips out. Okay, so now we have our template, and this is our screw or our drilling location square template. Just put this on right here, slide it to the side, driver's side USA, passenger side USA, and we have to just simply tape it in place, and then we're going to mark the pilot holes. So just simply use a 1/8 inch drill, right dead center on a little bit of an angle like that to mark it, on an angle like that. Okay, that's good. Now that's the location for drilling out the clips. And the tape here is just to protect it in case you happen to slip with your drill. All right, now we're going to switch it over to a...
He's going to drill that in.
We're going to drill out the pilot holes all the way. All all the way through. And it might even catch some of the clips, which is okay. Now the other side. Yeah, we're going the wrong way. Okay, that's good. All right, now we're gonna use the large bit to clear it out. So this is a 1/4 inch. So you need a 1/8 and a 1/4. Okay? And always remember when you're doing this that you want to go on this angle now through the same hole towards the side of the car so you get a nice clean removal. So we're going to go more of an angle, just like that. You go all the way through. And you're going to rip up the plastic clips inside like this. So don't worry, just keep on going. And then pull it out slowly. You don't want to disconnect it. There you go. See how easy it will come out? All right, now we'll do this side. And then all these clips are going to be broken off. Okay, now at this point, it should come right out. But if you need to give it any help, you can simply use a pick, and you want to just get right behind it and pull it until it comes right out. So now you can see we have the big squares inside, and we didn't drill into them. So the new unit is going to clip right in place and lock in. And now the last thing we have to do is we have to widen up the cable hole where we're going to run the electronic cable through. So we're going to switch over to this size half inch bit, and we're going to just bore this hole out.
It's easy to remember.
Straight in, nice and smooth. It bites really easy. Super soft urethane plastic. Now this is going to be where the wire is going to go in and the light assembly. So let's start with that next, and we're going to run it right up and show you how to fish the line next. Okay, good. And then we just have to pull one little corner of the bumper out. Robert, come back over here. So you have to run the fish line up through the wire hole, the middle hole, all the way up. Look from the top and you can see it coming through. Super bright orange fish tape. Sometimes you gotta turn it around and get it to come out. Okay, I'll sit down on it. Okay, so again, this is connected now. So this is our access line. So now we're going to take the wires from here and run them all the way up and connect them by going downward, of course. Okay, and once you have the fish line connected, you'll notice here we're looping the needle. So you have to force the braided wire through the loop on the top of the fish line and then slide it through. This will make it like a slip knot. And then you can grab anything you want under the rubber triangle there. And that's how we're going to hook it up to the wires that we're going to pull downward. So I hope that makes sense. Sorry it wasn't done slower. Okay, this is the main wire harness. There's no right or left side. And what we're going to do is leave the Y junction at the top. So we're going to connect this to the loop. Okay, you'll notice that there's two plugs that we have to run down. One is for the brake light and one is for the turn signal. So you have to hook one of them. So only grab one and slowly pull it down to the bottom of the bumper. You can't put them together because it's too thick to go through the hole. But just be really gentle and pull it down easy. You'll notice the rubber piece comes out. There's the hooked loop. And then there are both of the connectors. Now you just got to disconnect them, obviously, from the hook. And we're going to connect it, test it, make sure everything's working. Then we're going to show you how to make these plugs waterproof. And we're going to put some electrical tape on them next. Okay, remember, L is for left, R is for right. Right side of the car going down the road, left side of the car going down the road. So now we're going to connect these, and what we want to do is we recommend is using some electrical tape just to keep any moisture out of here. You don't want to have to go back and take this thing off in a year or two. And remember, water does run down here, down the car, underneath. So it's not watertight. So we want to make sure that there's no issues with potential water. So with electrical tape, wrap it around, cover up the whole connector. Hey Ryan, can you put the turn signal on? Okay, so now again, we're gonna run this wire into the back and we're gonna do a test here to make sure it's working. So the male end goes through, plugs into the stock wire that you can't see from over here. So this is the standard plug that you disconnected from the back of the tailgate. And as soon as you plug it in, okay, Rob, it's working good. So we'll leave it there. We're gonna put the wire back down after we won't. All right, so now let's proceed with pulling the wire in. So you wanna pull the wire into the bumper area. And once it's in all the way, then you wanna go back to the top and push it back down. Go ahead. You want the wires inside. You don't want the wires hanging outside your bumper. Who cares? Okay. Okay, and now we're gonna insert this. You're gonna move your foot in. Ready? Now we're gonna put this in. Just slide it right in place. So you notice the wires are going inside. Pins are all lining up, the clips, and you'll hear them lock in. And that's it. It's in, it's perfect. Now we have some wires up top. So we need to get rid of these, get them all cleaned up. So you're gonna pull it through the back. And now we have to talk about the seal and the tail light. So on the back of the tail light, we have a sponge rubber EPDM seal. This elastomeric seal is going to keep the water out of this assembly and out of the car. So the sponge rubber seal is designed to sit flush against this opening. So we are going to put our wire right in here, up and over on a 90-degree angle inside of this jacket, wire jacketing, and there's not going to be any risk of water getting inside of here because of this seal. Okay, so I just want to explain that, and then we line it up. The two pins lock in here, and then the two screws go on the back, the 8mm like we did when we took them off. And again, it's good to hand tighten and then torque them down. Don't drop them. Now we're going to repeat on the other side. Tighten this up. And you're good as gold. Just close it all up. Push the carpeting back in place. You just stay over there, right? And then this piece goes up here. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Everything is identical. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, call us. And after installing about 5 of these, just make sure you're nice and easy with your pilot hole. You know, the 1/8" one, go all the way in and out. And then when you're doing the final one, go on an angle towards the outside of the car so you stay parallel to the openings. Parallel to the openings, which are towards the sides of the car. So these are the angles here. Okay, thank you. RPM Tesla Aftermarket Accessories. Okay, once again, headlights are on right now. So you see our light is on, tail lights are on. Okay, Mel, can you turn the headlights off? Or back to auto, right? And now turn signals. Left and right. You gotta love it. All right, thanks again.